Hello there, YouTube, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Super Metroid. And I'm just gonna say right off the bat, this episode is nothing but pure item collection. So if you don't like that, you may want to skip ahead to part 7, or if you like me, go ahead and watch because some cool stuff happens. Either way, we start off here in the as what I like to think of as being the worst room in the game. But now that we have the space jump, it's completely trivial. It's another fantastic demonstration of the way that Super Metroid gives you a new item and then immediately gives you a scenario that allows you to see firsthand exactly how powerful that new item is. So, like, you just went through that room, suffered for however long it took you to get through it, suffered in extreme, like, existential pain and dread through that room, and then you get the space jump and it just becomes completely trivial. So it's really cool how the game does that. It's kind of a thing that Metroid does in general, the entire series does, and is really good at it. So, either way, right now we're just kind of making our way through Maridia. We have a specific goal in mind, and we're just kind of making our way towards that. Just kind of running through Cack-Attack Alley, is I think what these rooms are called. The weird cactus things are called Cack-Attacks for whatever reason. They're the guys that have disproportionately high super missile drop rates, which is pretty nice. Here I do just a little bit of farming simulator because I was down like 4.5 tanks, and like I've been saying, I'm that guy. I like to be full on energy at all times. So, like I said, this episode is going to be entirely item collection, so I may run out of things to talk about at some point, and if I do, I don't know, I may talk about some other LPs I'm planning on doing, some other games I want to do, just sort of stuff like that. I guess what I want to see this channel become. But for now, I guess I can talk about, we're just kind of jumping our way up here. This next jump here is actually kind of difficult because of the timing of the space jump. So I miss it and then just realize, oh wait, I don't need to do all of that. I can just space jump up from here. And we want to get through this door up here because it's really important. There's a really important upgrade through here. It's the plasma beam, and I've talked about it before, but you will here in a minute see exactly how crazy and overpowered the plasma beam is. It's not on the level of the plasma beam from Prime 1, which is just hilariously and disgustingly overpowered. It's absolutely hilarious and fantastic, and I look forward to getting the plasma beam every time I play Prime, because it's just so horribly overpowered. But that's what makes it fun. Anyway, I get trolled a lot by the enemies in this room, because derp, I don't know. Pay attention to these little guys here. I'm gonna kill them. Those guys right there are the plasma beam's demonstration of power. You probably don't understand that just yet, but you will in a moment. And I'm laying that power bomb because I can't hurt the pirates in this room yet until I get the plasma beam. But for whatever reason, that plasma beam will do damage to some of the ones on the wall. So now you see I've got the plasma beam, and I'm just shrekking these space pirates, just absolutely destroying them. Interesting thing to note, getting the plasma beam actually turns off the spacer beam. You cannot have all 4 beams equipped at one time. At least you're not supposed to. So getting the plasma beam unequips the spacer beam. And to get out of this room, you just have to kill all of the space pirates, but me, being an idiot, I missed one, so no biggie. But here you see kind of the plasma beam's gimmick. It's that it pierces enemies, and it goes through all of them in its way, sort of like the wave beam goes through walls. So that's a really, really cool thing. So you saw it took me like 7 or 8 or 9 shots probably to kill all of those egg things the first time before I got the plasma beam, but then I just ripped them all apart all at once with one plasma beam shot, so the plasma beam is one of my favorite upgrades in the game, just because it's so powerful. Like, I'm not entirely sure, but I think a charged plasma wave ice shot, fully charged, does either the same or slightly more damage than a super missile at this point. So, yeah, that's a thing. So we're heading down here to, I don't know, you might call it Lower Maridia? Maridia has a whole bunch of different, like, sectors and areas, at least in my mind. I kind of divide it up into sectors and areas. Like, you've got Early Maridia, where you first break the tube, and then you've got, like, Middle Maridia, about where you start to get towards Batoon and Dragon. You've got Lower Maridia here, you've got Lower Maridia, where there are a bunch of items. I don't know, there's a bunch of stuff. Either way, you want to destroy that grapple block there in the middle. Just grapple on it, and then come down here and be careful. There are a bunch of crumble blocks here, and you do want to fall down, but not too far. And I equip power bombs because I want to immediately fire one off in here to break that metal bar there. And now, welcome to... See, Maridia has both the worst room in the game and the best room in the game, and this right here is the best room in the game. See, this is a long-ass room, and we have to wait for this spinny bastard here to get all the way through it, clearing the rocks for us. He's very polite, he's very kind, he works for free. His name is Joe, he's a good friend. But yeah, so this is clearly the best room in the game. Not at all boring, not at all a good bathroom break opportunity. This is riveting, and I strongly urge you to stay here for the entire time. Unfortunately, I think it's just about over. Yeah, it's just about over. Oh, I accidentally killed Joe. Sorry, Joe. That was an accident. Anyway, now we're coming in here, and this is actually a pretty cool room because of the upgrade it has. Some people think this upgrade is overrated. I don't. I think it's amazing. This is the spring ball, and it does exactly what it says. It lets you spring as a ball, so like you see there, you can jump while in the morph ball. Means no more bomb jumping at all. It's really cool, it's really convenient, I really like it. It opens up some, if you're a speedrunner and good at this game, it opens up some really amazing new strats and paths that you can take, but I'm not a speedrunner or good at this game, so I won't be doing any of those. But those are the two main upgrades I need from this part of Maridia. Now I just have to get out. And if memory serves, I kind of forget how to Maridia here for a little bit. I think what I should have done is taken the super missile door that you saw me take earlier, the one with the big tube, that kind of shot me down here. I think that's what I should have done, but I didn't because I forgot how to Maridia. So I ended up taking this super duper long way around. So, I don't know, it just makes for more footage, more fun watch times. Oh, I think we're about to come up to something important. Yeah, okay, so you see this here, this destroyed tube, and that right there is why I honestly think that the tube you destroy to get into Maridia, that I destroyed to get into Maridia, that's why I think that's not the intended main entrance of Maridia. And here you see me fucking up and realizing I went the wrong way, so. But yeah, that tube there, like, if you don't know that you can destroy the first tube, you have no reason to think you can and no reason to do it. But you see that tube there, and it's really close to the one I actually used. Like, I'm gonna come out of this super missile thing here, and out another door, I think, and I'm gonna land, here, in this door, right by the other tube. So I honestly think there's an entrance to Maridia from the wrecked ship that doesn't require any knowledge like this. You just have to go through a door. And I honestly think that's the intended first entrance to Maridia. I don't think you're supposed to know about the tube until you get down there and see that other one that's been destroyed. And then you see the first tube, and the developers, I think, intended you to see that and be like, oh, hey, that's cool. I wonder if I can destroy this tube. Like, they wanted you to put two and two together there. And then figure out how to bomb in and use it as a shortcut. But that's just my theory. I don't know. I don't work at Nintendo. This game is as old as I am, almost, so I don't know anyone who works at Nintendo, so I have no way to confirm or deny that. But that's the kind of thing that Super Metroid and Metroid games in general do a lot. So I honestly think that's the intended way. Is to go through what is now considered, go through the back way first, find out about that tube, and then blow it open, and use that. But yeah, so what you just saw me doing was the super duper mega derp pathway through Maridia, because I am a derp copter, and forgot how to Maridia for a good long length of time, so... Anyway, here we have another big long vertical shaft, giggity, so just shine spark. Seen it before. We'll probably see it again. You grab that missile. And this is about the time when I realized that I was missing a super missile, because this should have been the last one that wasn't in Maridia. There is one more in Lower Norfair, and this was about the time I realized that something was wrong, because I only had 45 super missiles. Or I only had 40, and I should have had 45. And this is about when I realized something was wrong, so I had to go back and check. And I had a suspicion that I missed something in the wrecked ship, because I just had that kind of niggling, nagging feeling that I had done that. And because I always miss things in the wrecked ship, because I don't like the wrecked ship that much. And I don't know it super well. But yeah, this is about when I realized that I had fucked up, and made my plan to go the super duper long back way out of Maridia through the wrecked ship. So, but yeah, this is just some item collection for now. I don't know why I paused there, but yeah, this is just some item collection. There's not a whole lot to talk about at the moment, so I'm probably going to talk about some other stuff, like some future LPs I want to do. I don't know, my whole philosophy for this channel is that I want to play games that I like to play, because I want anything I do to be as entertaining and as fun as humanly possible. And I feel like if I play games that I don't like, that's not going to happen. But if I play games that I do like, then I'm going to have fun doing them, I'm going to have fun making the videos. Like, I had an absolute blast making this. Even all the times I fucked up, even all the recording glitches and all the glitches and learning curve with my editing software, I had a fucking blast doing this entire thing. Even when I was having problems, I was still having fun. And I want that to continue. I plan to continue this channel for, you know, as long as I find it enjoyable. And yeah, and just do a pretty wide variety of games. Like, I am planning to play basically every good and playable Metroid game that I have available to me. So that's this one. I plan to finish this one. I'll be playing Metroid 2, Zero Mission, Fusion, and Prime 1 and 2, for sure. I won't be playing Corruption, because I don't have a Wii. I won't be playing the original Metroid, because as important and influential as that game is, it's completely unplayable anymore. It has aged so poorly, it's just intolerable. I won't be playing Other M, because fuck Other M. And I don't have a Wii anyway, so I couldn't play it even if I wanted to, and I don't. I won't be playing any sort of, like, speak, Asher, speak. I won't be playing any fan hacks or remakes, probably. The exception is possibly AM2R, another Metroid 2 remake, because, you know, that's a remake, not a fan hack, and it's absolutely fantastic. Like, the guy who's made it is an absolute wizard, so I may play that on this channel at some point. But aside from Metroid, I plan to do a lot of, like, I was raised on the PlayStation. Like, I was packing to leave my dorm earlier, and I had like 5 PlayStation games in my hand, and I looked at them and I was like, I'm literally holding my childhood in my hand right now. So I'm going to be playing a lot of those games, a lot of like 2000s era Insomniac platformers. So we're going to have some Spyro, we're going to do some Ratchet and Clank, we're definitely going to do some Jak and Daxter. We're going to do stuff like that. We're going to do some probably some Battlefront, some of the old Battlefronts, like Star Wars Battlefront and Star Wars Battlefront 2, not this shitty new, god-awful multiplayer-only bollocks that EA shat out for us. We're not going to be playing that. Trying to think, what else? I have a pretty wide variety of games that I'd like to play on this channel. Metroid, non-Metroid, platformers, shooters, maybe some RPGs, definitely going to be doing some Pokemon, maybe some Final Fantasy. At some point, the problem with Final Fantasy is that those games are so long, they take 7 years to complete, and a lot of it is grinding, so it may not be super entertaining to watch, but we'll see what happens. I don't know, not much to talk about in the video, still just kind of making my way through Maridia, clearing a bunch of shit out. Samus is pretty powerful at this point. Got, I don't know, like 85% of the items by now, I think. The problem with Maridia is that it's a huge, massive area, and everything in it is so spread out. There is stuff everywhere in Maridia. It's pretty bad. But I think, actually, at this point, I am now finished with the collection in Maridia. Yes, I am. So I'm now making my way out of Maridia. And as a special treat to you guys, you get to see the rare and elusive back way into Maridia that I maintain is actually the intended way to get into Maridia. Because I don't think you're intended to know about that, about the tube that you can blow open, but oh well. So, you see me ice beam climbing these rippers up here? That's kind of like Red Tower Light. Like that, what I just did there is basically what you have to do to climb Red Tower, and it was fairly easy for me, but it was still annoying, and platforming like that is the entire rationale for this route that I've been using the whole game, so. But yeah, this next room here, yeah, is a big, huge maze. There's actually nothing back here. There are no items, there are no extra paths, no secrets. There is literally nothing here, except some enemies and a slightly difficult and annoying maze. That's all there is back here. So, you don't ever have to come back here if you know about the tube. But, oh well. Just doing it because the alternative ways to get into the wrecked ship would be really long-winded and circuitous, and I didn't want to do that. So, but I think we're just about out of this area. Maybe? Yeah. What else to talk about? I don't know. I guess I'll talk a little bit more about my philosophy. I mean, like I was saying, I just want to make entertaining videos, like that I have fun making and that people who watch have fun watching. That's my number one goal, is just to make good quality stuff. That, you know, if you sub to me and you see a notification that I put up a video, I want you to be excited about it, because I want you to know that it's going to be a good video. At least I want you to expect it to be a good video, because I just want to... I want to do that. I want to make quality stuff. So that's kind of my overall philosophy, is doing things that I enjoy, just because I feel like that's the way to make the best quality content. So, and yeah, here we are, and right in here, that's the super missile I missed. It's literally just sitting there, and I missed it because I am a complete and total dumbass, and just forgot to go in that door. But, alas, oh well. But yeah, so now we can start making our way down to the final main area of the game, which is actually Norfair. But it's a different part of Norfair, a much meaner, nastier, uglier, deadlier part of Norfair. So, that's pretty fun. I don't know. Lower Norfair is a place. I don't know which is worse between Lower Norfair and Maridia. They're both pretty bad, but for different reasons, I think. But either way, we have a ways to go, so we've got some more time to kill. This is all stuff you've seen before, and this is another example of the space jump just completely trivializing everything in this game. It's a pretty wonderful item, and I'm very fond of it. Like I said before in the last episode, right when I got it, it just takes a lot of practice to really, really get used to the timing on it. It's impossible to explain. You just have to do it. Although there's one interesting thing to note, that if you're space jumping while underwater or submerged in any liquid, lava counts too, because the gravity suit actually makes you immune to lava. It's pretty cool. If you're space jumping whilst submerged, you can just mash the jump button. I don't know. Oh, excuse me. I think it has something to do with weird water physics in this game. I'm not sure, but whatever. It's pretty cool. So this is another one of the really awful Brinstar platforming spike manflower googly bastard rooms that is designed to make you hate your life, and it succeeds. I mean, you can just look at this and look at how awful it is. In fairness, in the game's defense, I probably should have turned off the high jump and space jump, because that actually makes that room a little easier, believe it or not. So, and this here that I'm falling down is the infamous upper portion of Red Tower, and that's what I would have had to climb if I had taken that route. And now, because I'm an idiot, we're going to go in here and collect an incredibly useless item that's incredibly difficult to get. Alright, in fairness, it's only useless if you know where everything in the game is. It's the X-ray scope, spoiler alert, and what it does is it kind of gives you like this beam of vision, and here you see me just saying fuck the world and just going for the grapple beam because the space jump wasn't working. But what it does is you turn it on and it gives you this cone of revealing vision that allows you to see secrets like fake walls or power bomb blocks or missile blocks or things like that. If you don't know where everything is, it is incredibly useful for your first time going for 100%, because you can just walk into a room and, X-ray scope the entire room and see everything that's hidden in the room. But if, like me, you know the game pretty well and know where all the stuff is, it's entirely useless. It's incredibly difficult and frustrating to get, and I should have honestly just waited until I had the screw attack to come in here. Spoiler alert, yes, the screw attack appears in this game. But yeah, I should have just done that. It would have made my life easier, because I hate getting the X-ray scope. It's really, really annoying, just because of all the enemies. They make it difficult to space jump through. But, oh well, we have it. Interesting note, the X-ray scope, I don't know how or why, but it's actually incredibly broken. And if you know how to use it and how to activate the glitches, it can lead to you beating the game in like less than 10 minutes. If you can get down to Red Brinstar, get the scope, and then get to the right place and use it correctly. I don't know how to do that, but this is actually not a mistake. There is actually one item in Kraid's Lair that we didn't collect earlier because we couldn't, because you basically have to have the spring ball to get it. Like, if you're a robot, like a tasser, which I should explain that, since I've been saying tasser frequently. TAS is TAS, it stands for Tool Assisted Speedrun, and basically it's the concept of using an emulator and manipulating things like save states and frame-by-frame inputs, things like that, to effectively play the game perfectly, like as if a robot or God were playing the game. And that's the kind of the theory of a task. And there are a lot of things that a task can do that a human playing the game in real time simply can't do. And getting that missile expansion there is one of them. Like, there is a way, using some funky-ass bomb jumping, I think, to actually get up there and into the tunnel to get the missile expansion, but I can't do that, so... excuse me. But anyway, we are now heading down into regular Norfair. This isn't quite where we want to be. We've got a little ways to go to get to where we do want to be. So, just gonna be some stuff you've seen before, but we're so powerful and beefed up at this point. And actually, I'm wrong. The episode's going to end right about here. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to